I'm generally concerned for entrepreneurs because most don't understand that your business has to grow 9 to 20% every year just to keep up with the cost of living. Like if you made 100,000 last year and the year before, you're getting less bang for your buck. Not even talking about investing and things like that to grow, acquiring new assets. Most people don't understand that you have to grow, you have to increase, you have to earn more. You cannot stay at the same amount. Now, if you work a regular 9 to 5 job, I understand. Your increase is not going to show the same because the job doesn't pay out 9 to 20% more every year. I get it. But if you're an entrepreneur, you must understand that money is like blood. And if it's not flowing, it's dead. That's why it's important to invest. But let's stay on topic. We're talking about why do we charge more? Why do we keep pushing the envelope more in our businesses that we can make more? There are people out there that argue that a haircut should only cost $25. And the reason is they don't understand what goes into a haircut that costs more, be it 55, 75, $100. They don't understand what goes into the service. They also don't understand the cost of living is not the same. I would love for someone to say in 2001, if you were getting $20 per cut, what is the equivalent of that haircut today? What is the equivalent of that haircut today? In 2001, $20 per haircut was a higher price haircut, whether you know it or not. And in some cases, the dollar is 3 to 5 times more. So like if you're going to a vending machine, you're going to have to pay $3 when you used to pay 75 cents to a dollar back in 2001. But if you go get a Whopper or something, you're going to pay $4.50 when back in the day you used to pay like a dollar for that Whopper. You get where I'm going with the money difference? Another example of the money difference, in 2001, I was getting $30 a week for an allowance. Now I would have to pay my son anywhere from $120 to $150 to give that same value for the dollar, for him to be able to do the same things that I was able to do with my $30 back in 2001. So with that being said, a $100 haircut makes sense. And not to add that we have to actually do more because people are more stressed out, but we'll talk about that later. Let's stay on the money side and why it's important to continue to grow your business. If you're not growing, your business is dying, it's failing. And I don't know how much I can reiterate it, but when I said it has to grow from 9 to 20%, that is an example of why. You'll notice that if you're not pushing the envelope or if you don't pick up an extra hustle, it can get hard. So I'm going to take some time to show you how you can make more money with your haircut before you charge more, right? In my industry, in the barber industry, what justifies me raising my price is simply when I become so busy that it starts to become unhealthy for me to maintain my schedule. So I'm literally raising my price so some people can say, no, Charles, I'm good, which causes me to either A, make the same amount, or B, I then make more. All right. So I'll say it again. The average barber only raises their price when they become so busy within their business that they have to raise it to lose clients or it's going to be detrimental to their health. Okay. Now, what happens when you get to a point where you feel like you reach a ceiling? I'm glad you asked. Two examples here. I have a beard oil that I use on every client. Now, this beard oil just so happens to act and work as an astringent because of the properties in it. And not giving, educational tool on the benefits. I'm not trying to sell you on my product that I make. But with that being said, people purchase it at least once a month. So at least once a month, there's a $15 to $20 increase. If I feel good, I'll just sell it for 15. The actual price is 20. There's a 15 to $20 increase on the ticket price of that service. So if my service is $55, which my basic service is, now I just generated $70 off of it, right? Now, what happens if the client comes in and their scalp is not prepared? I'm one that says, if your hair is not clean, allow me to wash it. That gives me the ability to generate an extra $7 to $15. Now the ticket price is pushing close to $100, right? 85 tops. All right. What else do I have as a service? More so a product. And this is like a one-off because the when you wash someone's hair, if it feels good and they see the benefits, they can ask you to do that on a more consistent basis. If the oil is working for them, not only do they buy it for themselves on a consistent basis, but they also buy it as a gift for their loved ones. Okay. This is more of a one-off product. My book, Lines and Fades, Entrepreneurship Through the Lens of a Barber. My company is Lines and Fades, but Entrepreneurship Through the Lens of a Barber. 6-figure principles that work in every industry. That's an extra $20 to it. So what products do you have within your business that you use that your clients have grown accustomed to? You know, what do you provide for your clients that you can upcharge, if the upsell, if you will? You've already sold them on the actual haircut. Now what can you sell them after that? In the business world, the hardest sell is the first sale. The cool thing about cutting hair is they already came for what they needed. So anything that you offer after that is an easy yes. Now, in most industries, the upsell is going to be more expensive than the actual sale, the initial sale itself. In my industry, we're selling more a la carte things, right? So if you work in other industries, for example, I have this book here. My upsell is going to be the coaching, mentorship. So this is a $20 book here. But my coaching is $3,500. That's an upsell to the book, right? So with that being said, you want to make sure that when you have and establish a client, that you keep them there. Not getting off topic, but I'm making it make sense. Because if you're trying to find ways to generate more money, you have to offer more value. So, for example, if I cut someone's hair, that is a general basic service. When I start to add more value by offering things that are not only causing the experience here to be more blissful, the more value that I'm adding is causing them to be able to keep their shape of life. It's causing them to be able to take care of their skin, take care of their beard better, care for themselves better. If you're in another business, feed their mind and their ability to have more access to you so they can be able to implement the tools within the book better, right? Or whatever it is, when you're adding an added experience that's ultimately helping them to not have to figure it out. You're saving them time. I wrote this on my board. Most people decide to change for 4 reasons. And number one is because they heard enough that they have to. Second reason is they see enough that they feel inspired to, they learned enough that they want to, and they received enough that they're able to. That's the 4. So if someone is dealing with a problem within your industry, you have to find that pain point. How do I cause them to see that you're hurting in this area? Now you got to. You've seen enough, now you feel inspired to. You learn enough, you receive enough. I put a video out the other day saying that one of the best ways to cause someone to have that revelation is to educate them. Simply educate your clients. The more you educate your clients, the more you separate yourself from everyone else in your industry. You're literally causing the other people in your industry to just look like regular players in the game. The more you actually educate your clients, you're answering questions that Google doesn't offer because you have an expertise in this said subject matter area, right? When you educate, you're actually causing people to become more comfortable. When you educate, you're causing people to build more trust. When you educate, you're causing people to understand the why more. Why are we on this journey? And what is ultimately the destination that I'm trying to get to? That is the sole purpose of the education. So I hope that you understand not just why you have to raise your prices, but also how you can raise your price. A practical way. I gave you two examples. Number one is that when you become so busy that you have to raise it, you have to become more exclusive for your health. And number two, which is going to actually cause you to generate wealth within whatever space that you operate in, is when you provide a product, something that's actually scalable. I can scale my books. I can scale my beard oils, my skin oils. I can scale my actual mentor services, mentorship, my coaching. I can scale those things. How? Because I can work with one to many. I'm not forced to sell just one at a time. And ultimately, I'm not trading time for money no more. Because in many spaces, us entrepreneurs, we're trading time for money. Now, I understand that some people say that's like a slave or whatever, but what it's helping you to do is build credibility. If I'm telling you that I've spent over 30,000 hours in said space, and I'm able to communicate that to you, and I'm able to educate you on that, now when I go a little deeper on what are the issues, the problems, the concerns that you're having within your industry, your space, or in my space, I'm able to solve those questions that you go to sleep not knowing how to solve. When you're able to educate your clients, how do you know you're not answering a prayer that they prayed? So it's your duty to maximize your ability. It's literally your duty to maximize the giftings that's within you. It's also your duty to, when you find an issue within what you do, to go down that rabbit hole, do the research, learn it, because that's a problem that someone needs solved. I have a bald head. My skin is sensitive. This was the solution to my problem. I don't like burning alcohol on my face, on my head after I get a haircut. My skin is sensitive after I shave. This is my solution. My beard sometimes gets dry. This is my solution. I researched for it. I researched over years. I've been making the product since 2014. What is the problem that you have within your business space? Or if it's not personal, what is the problem that you see that your clients are having that you can solve? Because you understand the language, you understand how they feel, you understand the emotion behind it, you understand the pain point, you understand how to speak and communicate the language. You care the mission if you choose to accept it. I pray that you go down that road so you can not only break out of the fear of earning more, but give yourself permission to scale the gifts that's already within you. If this has helped you in any way, please like, share, subscribe, support the channel. I look forward to blessing you with more information. I'm out.